Hey Parkside, welcome to this week's encouragement video. Thank you for tuning in. This morning, I want to remind you of a truth from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. God's word says this. It says, God's power is made perfect in weakness. His power is made perfect in weakness. There's another translation of that verse that I really appreciate. It says that God's power works best in weakness. Now, I tell you, that's a crazy thing to think about because what it tells us is that in God's economy, in God's kingdom, weakness is actually an asset. Like everything about our world says your strength is your asset. Your strength of muscles, your strength of intellect, your strength of people skills, like whatever strengths you have, those are your assets. And God says, no, in my economy, weakness is an asset because his power works best through weakness. And this is part of what we're trying to learn to depend on Christ in 2026 in a major way as we kick off with this prayer and fasting 4x4. It's us declaring our weakness, our dependence on Christ, our need for Christ. And boy, that just takes a lot of repetition for me to get that into my head because I just want to see my strengths as the things I'm bringing to the table and what God is saying, I'm going to work through your weakness, Justin. And Park said, I want to encourage you this morning. God intends to work powerfully through your weaknesses. Let's confess our weakness to the Lord and ask him to work powerfully through them, claiming 2 Corinthians 12:9 that his power works best in weakness. Now, speaking of weakness, we've got an initiative coming up this Sunday, a Sanctity of Life Sunday. And last Sunday you may have seen in the back of the church, opportunity to have some donations towards Sanctity of Life Sunday. And helping out there. Those will be open again this Sunday. We also have a class this Sunday at 9 a.m. If you're interested in learning more about adoption or foster care, there's 9 o'clock Sunday morning in the Yellowstone room. And this is part of our Sanctity of Life distinctive as a church. And on Sanctity of Life Sunday, seeing those who are unable to defend themselves, who are unable to advocate for themselves. They're in a different kind of weakness. And as God's people, we want to speak up on their behalf. And so I encourage you to participate, to consider the 9 o'clock class. If you can't be there or you're at a Sunday school class already, that's all right as well. But make sure you check out that table in the back. One final thing I want to put on your radar, just give you a heads up. This past Sunday, we had our open forum about Parkside joining the Southern Baptist Convention. We had a really good turnout with a lot of really good questions. So those of you who came, I just want to say thank you. It was helpful for me as a pastor. It was encouraging for me as a pastor to see people saying, we're engaged, we care, we want to see how this could help us plant churches. We want to see how it can help us make disciples, and we want to make sure we're weighing the costs and the risks, but we also want to see the mission go forward, and that was great. There were a couple of questions that came up out of that conversation where it'd be like, hey, it would be helpful for us to get some additional feedback and answers to the congregation, and so we'll be working on that in the next couple of weeks and get those back. So we want you to know we hear you. We have not joined the SBC yet because we are not just kind of racing forward here, but we wanted to wait and talk with the congregation, get your input and feedback. And then once we get those answers back to you, we'll look at moving forward at that point. So Park said that's kind of where we're at here. I love you. I'm excited this Sunday to be in Romans 7, where we see the struggle of the Christian life. And I don't do the things I want to do, and I do the things I don't want to do. And so I encourage you to read Romans 7 ahead of this Sunday, and we'll see you then. Have a great week.